Got my education out behind the barn. I ain't a fool in no siree. Passed each examination out behind the barn. Almost made a wreck out of me. Daddy used to tan my hide out behind the barn. Taught me to be dignified out behind the barn. When he took his strap to me and turned me down across his knee, sure did hurt my dignity out behind the barn. Got my education out behind the barn. I ain't a fool in no siree. Passed each examination out behind the barn. Almost made a wreck out of me. I smoked my first cigarette out behind the barn. That's the day I won't forget out behind the barn. I got sick, you should have seen how that tobacco turned me green. Almost died from nicotine out behind the barn. Met a little girl one day out behind the barn. She wanted me to stay and play out behind the barn. She taught me how to kiss and pet. That's a game I won't forget. We still play the same game yet out behind the barn. Got my education out behind the barn. I ain't a fool in no siree. Passed each examination out behind the barn. Almost made a wreck out of me. I wish I could go again out behind the barn. Do the things that I did then out behind the barn. You might think it ain't no fun to be a poor old farmer's son. You just don't know what I've done out behind the barn. Got my education out behind the barn. I ain't a fool in no siree. Passed each examination out behind the barn. Almost made a wreck out of me. It damn near made a wreck out of me. Okay, by request. I have the invitation that you sent me. Wanted me to see you change your name. I couldn't stand to see you wed another. But dear, I hope you're happy just the same. Wedding bells are ringing in the chapel. That should be ringing out for you and me. Down the aisle with someone else you're walking. Those wedding bells will never ring for me. Planned a little cottage in the valley. I even bought a little band of gold. I thought someday I'd place it on your finger, but now the future looks so and cold. Wedding bells are ringing in the chapel. I hear the children laughing out with glee. And home alone I hang my head in sorrow. Those wedding bells will never ring for me. Fancy that I see a bunch of roses blossom from an orange tree in your hair, while the organ plays I love you truly. Please let me pretend that I am glad. Wedding bells are ringing in the chapel. That should be ringing out for you and me. Down the aisle with someone else you're walking. Those wedding bells will never ring for me. Those wedding